Hi, everyone. Can you guys see us?
Yes, we can.
Awesome. Great. Hi, Pastor Catherine. It's nice to see you. It's
I
been a while.
thank you for an invite.
Oh, no, for sure. For sure. Hi, Raymond. I think I left you a message. I'm glad you can make it. Can
Oh,
you hear me? Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Yes, thank you. How you doing?
Hi, Harry. I don't know if you can hear us good. We can't see you, but we're hoping you can hear us, Harry. You guys can use the chat as well. So we have our team. So I will introduce our team and then a little bit about digital consultants. And then I know, some of you guys already know us. So just a little bit about us and then what we go and do. The format of the meeting usually is that we talk about each of your businesses, your organizations, and say what your goals are, what you guys are trying to accomplish, and how we can help you. Okay. And then if we go through all the questions, we're just going to show you some of the ways that we have helped other people communicate their values effectively. Okay. So in my team right now at Digital Consultants, we have Anna, that's who's on my far left. She's actually all the
Hello.
way from Spain, and she's doing her master's in digital marketing. And so we're so happy that she can be on our team, and she's been doing awesome work with us to social media and some website and social media auditing as well. So that's Anna. We have Elise on my right. She is it UX is a
Yes.
user experience expert. So she's actually doing her 4-year degree on just how to get users to have a great experience online. And she's in university right now. She's in third year, and she's also on our team, and she's also very talented in design as well. We have Nicole and Nana next, who's from Digital Consultant. Nicole and I actually were the first ones who started this whole thing as well. And Nicole is just super awesome. She is such a friendly face, and she always she has done some marketing certifications as well, and she's also helping people tell your story, get understanding of what your story is, what your value is, and making sure this communicated effectively in today's world. In so much noises online, it is very important that we tell our stories clearly and as fast as possible. And Nicole's been helping many people with that since we started, so it's awesome. Okay, so I'm going to ask you guys a quick poll. I'm going to do a quick poll, and I want you guys to answer this question honestly as you can. And then we will start from there and see if we'll go through in a circle and see who has the first questions, and we go through the questions. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna launch it. Let me know if you guys can see this poll. Can you guys see this poll? Perfect.
Yeah.
So honestly, as you can, just right now with your current website, if you don't have a website, then your social media, how effectively is your organization benefits and values communicated? So, so when what I mean by that is when people come on your website, do they know right away what you're about, how they can benefit from your organizations? Okay. Okay, awesome. So we got, I don't know if you guys can see the poll. Can you guys see the poll answers as well or no? No, let me show you.
No.
Let me share this results. I think you should be able to see it now, right? You can see it now. So we have about one person for sure, yes, he can. Another person, no, and two people not sure. So this is very valid. You know what? I'll be honest with you, most of the people that we have worked with and we have shared, they have no clue. Actually, most of them say, no, my business is good and it's been helping people, and everybody understands right away. But when we take that value and give it to 3 or 4 people and show them their website, most of the people no clue. Well, what do they do? Like, for instance, we'll take a plumbing company, for instance. Everybody knows what plumbing business do, right? They help you with your plumbing issues. But if they have 3 plumbing businesses opened up, how do I know which one do I choose? Do I choose is Jen's, Nicole's, or Chris's plumbing business? How do I know which business is going to speak to my problem? Right. And that's what's important, that when we work with our businesses, we talk about, how does your business answer questions, and how does it answer their specific problems? And that's very important, right? On an online basis. So why don't we start with Raymond? Is that okay?
Sure.
If you can tell us a little bit about your business, what you guys do, and then what's your is that 1924? You guys were established? Is that what it says, or am I getting the number wrong?
Oh, 1914.
1914. Wow. That is awesome.
Here,
You've been a while,
in
so you know
Aurora
you know
anyways.
about the bowling club pretty well then.
Well, I haven't been here that long, no, but
No, not you, but the business.
lawn bowling in general is a very old sport, very, very old sport.
Nice.
And back in 2014, we did our 100th anniversary. I Googled the history of lawn bowling.
Yeah.
I found one of the things I found interesting was that there's a lawn bowling club in England that's still in existence, according to this article, that they have records that go back to 1299.
Wow.
So
That is awesome.
I know it's had a sordid history throughout the years. I think there was some Scottish lawyers in the mid 1800s got together and got other people involved, probably from the UK. And they set down rules for the game that we play today. And in the last 10 years, the Australians, who are very big in this game, they've taken the game and they've shortened it up and made it more exciting. One of the problems that I've had over the years is that when you mention lawn bowling, all of a sudden, oh, I'm too young for that game. But actually, the game there is high levels of competition. I don't know if you're aware of the Commonwealth Games.
No, I'm not.
The Commonwealth Games are similar to the Pan America Games.
Okay.
With the old British Commonwealth countries mostly participating. And lawn bowling is one of the traditional sports in those games.
Okay, so Raymond, you're telling me your biggest problem is that when they first see that, they think it's too old, right? Or it's an older game that they can't relate to. So who are these people? Are they online that they get this impression, or when you call them up, or when you talk to them?
Well, actually, the game here in North America, because they even have the same problem in the United States, it's considered an old person, a retired person's game, right? And I'm just saying, it's hard to get out because of those high level games aren't really televised and that kind of thing. So the average person, when you mention that, they figure, oh, that's for old people to play.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying there is high levels of competition.
Okay.
Like, here in Canada, there's curling.
Yeah. Sorry, Raymond, just 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds. Chris, you won't be able to record it because it's a host, only the host can record it, but we will record it and then we will share the link with you. Okay, is that okay?
Great. Yeah, that's fine. Thank you.
So Raymond, just for the sake of, we're going to make sure we get everybody's question. Just a quick question. Do you guys have a website right now for the
Yes.
you do have a website, and do you know how many people are coming into the website today? Like, how many visitors are you getting on a weekly or monthly basis?
I don't know, like, it's pretty quiet throughout the winter because this is more of a summer game. So right now we're very quiet.
Okay.
I have had inquiries, but the pandemic's kind of squashed everything.
Okay. And then from an online perspective, from a marketing perspective, how does people know about you guys? Is it through word of mouth or through referrals or websites or social media? How does people
just basically right now we just have the website.
Okay.
I was
can you put the website in the chat for us? Do you know how to do that? Can you put your website in the chat for us? Do you know how to do that? If you click on the chat on the very bottom of the Zoom, you can put the chat.
I'm on an iPad.
Okay, so even on the iPad, on the bottom of the Zoom, you should see a thing called chat right beside share. If you could put your website on there, one of the girls can look at your website and then kind of start evaluating your website, and then seeing what's going on. Provide you some feedback. Or if you just tell us the name, Nicole or Elise, if you guys can just quickly Google it as well. What's the name? Is it Aurora Lawn Bowling Club? Is that what we Google as?
Yes. I'm just putting it in now.
Oh, perfect. Okay, awesome. Thank you. Hi, Angela. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, Hi, how are you doing?
Good, good. So what is your biggest challenge? Is that get your name, get the company's name more out there online? Is that what you're looking for, Raymond, right now?
Yes. I was thinking of a Facebook page for the club because we have a group page for the members
Okay,
that we communicate with.
like a private
Um,
page.
But yes, private group.
Yeah, yeah,
That's our logo
right.
over
Got
my shoulder. Yeah, that's about it. The Facebook page.
Yeah, so let me talk a little bit about that. So guys, it's very important you do have a social media, coverage to some extent, especially something like a sports, because you can show a lot of story on the sports, right? On social media. So when you on the social media, don't just click post links, but when you able to share, like even take pictures of some of the events you're happening, and then get tag some of your friends who are on the pictures as well, you're increasing the people to come about, right? Raymond, we'll come right back to you. I'm going to let the girls do some research, and then we'll come right back to your website. Okay, Raymond, is that okay?
Okay.
Thank you. So girls, just take a look at that one and we'll come back. But I definitely agree with you, Raymond. Getting a public Facebook page will be very instrumental in something like that. Even Instagram page, even if you, right now, Instagram is a lot more, if you want to target the younger crowd to get to know about the sports, Instagram pages will be the area to go to as well. And Instagram pages even have live videos that you can use as well. So you and I, or one of us can sit with you and we can run through that data for you, and we can run through the steps on how to open that as well for you if you need that extra help, okay? From a social media perspective. So Pastor Catherine, let me come to you now. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, thanks. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for having me join the clinic today. My biggest problem is that, well, as you've seen, we haven't had much traffic into our site, and I want more understanding of how to do things
Okay.
for the site, like how to add the flyer or place our events. Right now we're stuck basically because the pandemic is one. People have more options now from the standard church, but I'm not looking so much at the church, but other things that we do, like having special events in terms of,
right,
like Saturday, we have an International Women conference, and then we usually have a roundtable every Wednesday, and just to get people familiar, that is an interactive morning or sessions, and it's free. It has not been thing, but a free will offering is what we require.
right.
But there are others that I would like to do in the areas of teachings, and I just need to know how to get people to register, those are the areas. So this is why I think for me, I have been stuck. My Facebook page is not active.
Okay.
I don't have an Instagram thing, and our radio program has been put on hold for a bit because of financial areas.
Okay.
So the traffic that we had before was through the radio program. So it's how to raise funds for the radio program to go back on, and that went through our YouTube page. So I just need to know, how do I get everything back in an area where I can see something moving. Right now, I just feel like I'm stuck, and it's like if I'm in.
You need a little bit of a gas engine to push it forward.
Yeah, I need the push. Yeah.
Nicole, can you make a note that we have a one-on-one with Pastor Catherine, and we need to give her some training on the editor as well. But anything you need changes, I know you're a client, so anything you need changes, we will definitely do it for you, because that's part of the package as well, right? But let's go back to talking about your website, right? So when people come into your website, people need to know what the value of your business, your organization, your ministry, your church, your sports, your business, whatever it is, people need to be able to draw in. So one of the things that we do is that we need to be able to draw them into a story. Right.
Right,
So if I
right.
ask you guys right away, everybody in generally, if I can, in the chat, put in the chat for me what your favorite movie is, right? Just put in the chat for me. Because if you can think back, for the last 5 years, 10 years, the movies that I have seen, what's my favorite movie, right? So you will be able to put it, you will be able to think of a movie or a show and be able to put it right away, put in the chat, right? And I trust that you guys are doing that right now. Why are you able to do that? You're able to identify yourself. Yeah, I love the Titanic, Nicole, right? Like why? What you're able to identify yourself, how you felt when you watched the movie, what are the values and values and morals that story was telling you, and why you're able to relate to that story, right? Similar way, guys, it's the way in your businesses, in your ministries and organization. Crush. Yeah, I like that one too, Chris, right? Why is that important? Right? Why is that one good? Because you are able to relate to it. So for instance, digital consultants, the problems that we solve is that many business owners don't know how to have a professional online business platform, right? So we make you look professional and trustworthy online. All right. Now, why would they want to come to your business? Why would they want to come to us? Because you know what, if you have, I'm going to share a quick, some of these websites for you guys. So you guys have an understanding of some of the things that you could do when you're communicating your business. I lost you guys. There you are. Oh, sorry, give me 2 seconds. There you go. Okay. So quickly, I'm going to take 30 seconds and show you, one of the websites that we created, right? That's actually on development. This is the website that clients coming in, they have a mannequin business, right? And this is when you go into their website, this is what you see, right? And when you go into their, this is their menu laid out, right? But you're not able to see, why is this mannequin going to work for my product, right? So when you go into now switching over to this one where we created, and now it's also responsive, when you go in here right away, say pick up the right mannequin. Okay, these people have right mannequin, it's affordable to my budget. It looks like they are price conscious, so they might be able to talk to me. They have a catalog I can download. Let me just download the catalog right now. They can engage and they can be able to scroll and see what's happening here, right? Why is this important, guys? Just quickly to tell you is that because today's world, people are coming into your website, they only give you 5 to 8 seconds to convey your message. If you don't convey your message within 5 to 8 seconds, they already gone to the next, because the people that you are targeting, or the people who are right now online, is the millennials. Millennials know value quickly. Only value speaks to them. If they don't, values are not spoken to you right away on the website, they're already gone. So when so let's just say, I have the bowling club, right, Raymond? Is there a picture of a fun, joyful person playing? Does people look like they're enjoying themselves? So for Pastor Catherine, when you have that, table talk, do you have are you able to gauge in and say, hey, you know what, this is my story, and you'll be able to speak that story to you, right? So you come and connect with us, because we will definitely be able to help you tell your story well, right? So once you have done that, that's the first part, is tell your story effectively and clean, where it draws people into your website, where people are able to say, hey, you know what, when I use that website, when I'm in part of that organization, I can see my life getting better. I can see such a joy. Like for instance, when we see a computer and you have a really bad computer, and when you see a nice computer that's working properly, you're like, oh man, imagine if I had that computer, I will save so much time. I'll have less headache. Why? That computer is drawing people into that story. So that's the first part, okay? The second part is definitely, now you have a website that is working, that is effective, and people are able to understand it. Now you need to get people to that website. That's your second hurdle that you need to go through. And how do you do that? This is where lots of information is required. So how many people are coming into your website today on a weekly basis, all right? You need to look at that and say, which page are they going in there most of the time, right? And then talk about, hey, you know what, if they're coming through social media, I need to make sure my social media is working, right? So one of the things that I would say is look at your social media and what the activities are looking like. So let me show you one more thing on our website, that what we give people that helps them understand how to engage. So one of the platforms, so this is a pool company that we built just a couple of months ago. 7 days ago, the last 7 days, they got 114 people visit their website. So they improved by 18% and their desktop improved by 46.7%. Why is that happening? Because now they're able to gauge and say, hey, you know what? I'm getting 117 people, but I only got 4 calls or 3 calls. So I need to understand what my conversion rate is, right? And they're able to see, if they go into details, they're able to see, what is the how many sorry, I'm just going to go into the full data. They're able to see how many people are how many people called and how many people have put the forms in, right? Where the traffic is coming from. Hey, you know what? It's coming from Google, Facebook, see, Yahoo, even Yahoo and Bing are still a search engine, right? That people are using. So these informations are very important. Another thing is also important, is also tells you where location wise, right? Which country are they coming from? So then, obviously they're a pool company. So their focus level is in Canada. And if you click on here, it actually breaks it down to saying which city they're coming from. These informations are good information for you to know when you're having an online platform, guys, is because you're able to gauge people in. So one of the things that we have in our website is called AI messaging. So let's just say most of our people are coming from Vancouver, the city of Vancouver. Then what we're able to do is say, hey, click, you're from Vancouver, that we have a promotion for, people from BC. Here's 20% off if you click on this link. Or did you know that we have an event happening in BC? And that message will only show up when you're coming from Vancouver. But if you're coming from outside of Vancouver, that message would not show up. Why? These ones are telling people, okay, you know what, these people know me, they're local, and I'm not talking to somebody far away in India or somewhere in Europe or whatever. They're actually people that I can relate to and talk to. That's what people are looking at online, right? The third advice I'll give you is your email marketing. Right. So let's just say, especially Pastor Catherine, if you have an event happening on Saturday, you like to our event, I'll give you us as an example. So you will probably saw 2 emails coming from us already, right? You probably got an email, informing our network saying, hey guys, we have a digital marketing clinic coming up. You need to register and we want to be able to help you. Then on a Wednesday or Thursday, you would have had a reminder or confirmation on a registration. Hey, we've registered. If you didn't register, you need to register now. And then an email coming out a couple of hours, especially if it's online, hour before, saying, hey, do you know that our digital marketing clinic is coming up? I know it might sound like, oh, I'm bothering people, I don't want to irritate people. Is not, because remember, what we are doing, this digital clinic, is important to you. Right? We're not, obviously we benefit on our long-term relationship, but relationship is very important to us. That's why we're doing what we're doing here, right? But end of the day, this clinic is going to add value to you. You're going to be able to learn at least 3-4 things that you can quickly go and implement in your business, right? So you're not being a bother to them, because your webinar should be adding value to people. And that's why it's okay to bother them, with 2-3 emails a week to let them know, hey, you need to come in, because when you come in, and your email marketing that you're sending out should be clear on that value as well. Don't give them about everything about you. Just be specific about that specific target. You know what, my target is to get people signed up for the event that's happening, for the game that's coming on in 2 months. Let me start putting that into their buzz. Did you guys know that it takes about 7 to 8 times people need to see something in order to stick into their head that this is happening? So if they only heard you once or twice on social media, they're still not going to take actions. They probably need to hear about another 3-4 times in order to actually action, right? So that's why social media is important, right? But Pastor Catherine, we will connect with you individually, and we'll sit down with you and talk about your social media a little bit and give you a little bit of audit. And maybe you can make a note of that as well. And we can maybe do a quick audit on her Facebook page as well and give that to her, so she can use that to figure out, what suggestions we need to give for her as well. Okay. All right. Sorry, that was a long one. So let's go to Harry. Harry, can you hear us? I know you're on mute. Let me see if he can ask you.
Oh, okay. Yes, I can.
Hi, Harry. Nice to meet you. Okay, so Harry, I don't know if you can hear us. If you can tell us what's going on with you guys, what your business is about a little bit, and then what questions you have, then we'll love to tackle that.
Well, yeah, I don't have a website. I'm in the financial business. I do insurance and investments and financial counseling.
Okay.
So, yeah, I don't know where to start.
Okay, that's good. Well, good. This is a good start. Coming here was a good start. So, from how long have you been doing this, Harry? Just to so that we have idea where you're.
30 years.
Wow. And you don't have a website, so you must be. This is word of mouth and referral, I'm guessing, mostly.
Yes,
Awesome. So
that's right.
So you must be adding values to people because people are coming back to you and you've been in the business 30 years. So if not, you wouldn't be working, right? So
That's right.
is that a fair assumption?
Yes, I think so.
Awesome. Okay. So, and then now what's your plan from I would say 5 years to grow the business and get more leads, get more impact more people with your finances and help people with finances? Or are you more, you know what, I just want to maintain what I have right now. What's your plan?
Yeah, I'm not interested in a tremendous growth. If I was, I would buy a book of business somewhere. But I'm more interested in serving people properly. You know,
Good.
and making sure that I find that people are so ill-informed when it comes to finances, and I like to educate people.
Good. And definitely in this time during COVID time, I think they need your service more than ever, because
Right.
you know every area looks like it could be stuck and you don't know which way to go out, right?
Exactly.
I know I've been consulting for the 17 years. I worked on the bank, so there are some regulatory reasons why you cannot have your own website. Sometimes you have to go with your bigger corporations, if like investor group, you need to stay with investor group and stuff like that. Is that one of the limitations you have, or are you okay to have a website and an online platform where you're able to specifically say, hey, when you come to Harry, these are the problems you're going to disappear from you? Like, are you able to do that?
Yes, but it does. I do have to run everything by my compliance people. So
Right. Okay.
I'm an independent broker.
Oh, you are independent. Okay. So you should be okay if you're independent broker. Okay. But I understand you still need to go through some compliance questions, but I understand that too. So I would start off with saying, you know what, maybe you and I can also have another conversation with Elise as well. And maybe the three of us can sit together and kind of brainstorm what you have been doing and then kind of tell your story, because 30 years is a lot, I'm sure. And I'm sure we can navigate a very nice storytelling layout. I would start with the website, because a lot of today's world, even if I'm going to refer somebody and I need somebody saying, a friend, actually, I just did last week. So my friend messaged me and said, hey, Jen, I have a mortgage thing. I want to renew it. I don't know if this is the right time or if I should wait for another month. And I said, I'm not a financial expert, but my friend was. So, I said, here's his website. Go take a look at it, see if it speaks to you. And then I will do an introduction to you guys through emails, right? Because it always helps now, because if we can take your story and tell it online in a professional manner where it sounds like Harry, and I know there's a lot of financial advisors, but there's a reason why people are coming to you, because you are able to speak to their needs and you're meeting their needs, right? And if we can portray that online easily, then all you have to do now is take that website and this is your website is now working for you 24/7. Like, even when you don't know I'm actually sharing your website, like my friend that I was sharing his website, he didn't know I was sharing it to people, but I didn't have to call him and say, hey, you know what, can you make this time for this person and call? Sometimes people are a little hesitant, right? So think of it this way, right? And apologize if this this example offend anybody, but it's like almost like dating, right? So when you go and you see somebody you like and you go and say, hey, you never met this person, and you bump them into the grocery store and say, hey, you know what, I like you, can you marry me? that person will freak out. They will run. If they don't, they should, right? Because they're like, who are you? You know what I mean? Well, instead, when you say bump into that person and say, hey, you know what, I like those shoes, let's just say it's a special shoes, and you know what, I have a similar shoe, or my daughter has a similar shoe like you, isn't that cool? And then you guys start having conversations because you're able to connect in a similarity level. Right? That's what websites are supposed to be doing, right? Websites are not supposed to say, hey, come buy from me, right? It's more like, hey, you know what? Do you have a problem? Let me see if I can help you. These are the ways we have helped people. And this is the values that our business, because of existence, is growing. So we'll love to chat with you, Harry, further and then hear about your story. I don't know if this was helpful to you. I would say from your perspective, to start an online presence, your website would be your foundation, because that's your first impression. You have email marketing, you have social media and all of that. At the end of the day, after people do that, the stats have shown that is that, okay, where's people, they go to their website to say, hey, are they real? Or are they, especially with money, you want to make sure that they don't want to just give or trust people with their finances unless they know these are real existence people that are actually adding value, right?
Right.
And then especially if there are some people's websites, I had to do a duct cleaning for my house. I saw this company and I was scared to call them because their website looked like from the 1980s. Even I know website didn't exist back then, but I was like, ooh. Like, now I'm from a generation where I'm hoping that if they have 30 years of experience, they know what they're doing, right? But at the same time, if they don't have a professional website, I'm just like, oh, where have they been? They're dinosaurs too, right? So it's a balance between the two as well. So I
For
don't know.
duct cleaning, you don't have to call anybody. They'll call you.
I know.
Right.
Those are the people I block off because I'm like, duct cleaning people is one of the people everybody knows that they usually block them off or say, sorry, even if they're not busy, I'm sorry, I'm busy right now. Don't have to.
I tell them, I say, I don't have any ducks to clean, but I have a few geese that need to be cleaned.
I actually saw a really funny video on that as well. Somebody was saying those government calls. I don't know if you guys got those government calls where
Oh,
it's
yeah.
CRA.
This is a CRA. You're under arrest.
Exactly. Oh man, wrong way to do business and wrong way to do things. But anyways, just to comment that, I don't know if that was helpful, Harry, but we'll love
Yes, thank
to.
you.
Okay,
Thank you.
awesome. If you can leave your email address, if you don't mind, or even email me at info@Digital Consultants, if you feel more comfortable that way, you can email me and we can set up a time, and Elise and I will sit with you and we can go through some of the suggestions as well further. But if you want to know where to start, I would start thinking about a website where people can start sharing you. You're going to have a lot of other people talking about you. And one way to do that is the website, and the website would sound like you, but it's actually 24/7 you talking to somebody. Okay,
Very good. Thank you very much.
no problem. I think the next person is Chris. Chris, can you hear me? I know I heard you.
Yes, I can.
Awesome,
And
Chris.
I'll bring myself on too. I didn't want to do it all this time because I didn't want to make you guys jealous of where I was. But
Oh wow, look at that.
yeah, I know. So
I am jealous.
just in case it's a free thing. Yeah, thank you. So I wear about 4 hats, and they're all in the not-for-profit sector. So my paid work is with a Christian University out in Vancouver, but I also do some non-paid work with a global organization to do with diaspora work.
Okay.
And then another one that's more Canadian, which is to do with reconciliation. And then I have my own one, my website, which is a coaching thing, which I really haven't taken care of much because I'm too busy. But I'm keeping that. I know. So, but that's long term. So just to say that I have some experience in this in website building. I built my personal one.
Okay.
And some communication stuff. But I'm here really to pick up some principles and some tactics, strategies around, especially the social media, social marketing, which is not my strength.
Okay.
So I don't, at the moment at least, I don't need help with website building and things. But I'm just here to listen and see if I can pick up things. You've already been helpful in terms of communicating a story, communicating values. That's helpful to know as I see my own website and things.
Yeah.
I might have in my paid position, we might, if you're lucky, you might be getting a fairly large sizable grant for a particular portion of work,
Mhm.
in which case I might need some help in social marketing and things. We have our own folk, but we might need some additional help. So that at that point I might come to you or
Yeah, no problem.
help
So-
and things. But so just to tell you why I'm here, and that's
Yeah, no problem. You know what? Let me give you a little bit more tips on social media because I want to be able to. You came here, you spend the time, so we want to make sure that we're adding value to you, right?
Yeah.
Quick tips on social media, guys, is that make sure you don't always post the same thing, right? So change it around a little bit. So for instance, let's just say you guys organize, and if you have the resource and the time, this is what we do for clients as well. How we manage their social media is that we set up, let's just say Monday, Wednesday, Friday to be an educational or informational session. Right. So you post about something important. Like for instance, I know Anna probably can share some good posts that she's been creating for us that say, hey, did you know 3.5 hours people spend time on social media? So your business should be on social media. That's some of the things that we say, right? I know Nicole's been helping somebody with their piano school. There's a piano school or music school, and and the school's been getting lots of attraction on social media because we're able to talk to a specific value. So choose when you're on social media, guys, on Facebook or whatever it is, to talk about a specific value on that day, right? Then target that. So for instance, if you want to target about finance, Harry, even if you give a quick tip on Facebook and say, hey, did you know that if you keep all your receipts on a shoebox, by the time at the end of the month or end of the year, it's easy to do your taxes. That tips, when I heard it a couple of years ago, I thought that was brilliant because I always lose my receipts everywhere.
Yeah.
Now I just have a quick box and then I just dump it all in there. And then when my accountant takes it, and my accountant's like, thank you. Right? She's not like, oh man, I'm giving to her something every randomly, right? So tips like that, it makes, I know it might be not for you, you might think, oh, that's a simple common sense.
No, but that's
Exactly, right? But it adds value to people, right? And best practices, right? And then choose like a day, like Tuesdays are probably the best time, guys, if you want to advertise about your business, right? So Raymond, like if you want to let people know about bowling, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays are really good time where people are more alert. Choose times like 11 to 2 o'clock, around that time, to get your post out there. Now, the third thing I'm going to say, and you might not like me for this, but you need to post at least once a day, Monday to Friday, at least once a day. We post sometimes two times a day for our clients, right? But
that's a full-time job.
no, I agree. And that's why,
Oh.
exactly, right?
Right.
But if you cannot do it once a day, at least do it 2 to 3 times a week, guys. And you know what, if you only have one platform, and we can maybe do another session one day, is that you can actually schedule these things on social media. Like for instance, I don't know about Instagram. Can you schedule things on Instagram, Nicole or Anna? Do you guys know? You could schedule things on Instagram as well. Okay, perfect. So you could do that. So I know for sure on Facebook you could schedule things. Okay. So just so that you guys have idea as well. Again, from a social media perspective, maybe we will do a webinar another time on social media, but social media is so crucial now too. Go ahead, Chris.
No, I found that also LinkedIn is a useful platform for professionals, and I don't know whether it with links with Facebook and things, but I think posting and updating stuff there as well is
very important. Yes, exactly. I agree. It's not Instagram and Facebook are the same companies, but LinkedIn is a separate company.
Yes.
So they're not linked together.
they're not
But
linked. Okay.
definitely a good one. Someone like for Harry, I think LinkedIn will be a great.
Might be good, yeah.
will be
Sync
good for
file
him
too,
as
yeah.
well. Yeah, exactly. For sure.
But thank you, that's useful, yeah.
No problem.
I might have to leave a little early, got to go and see the eye specialist, but
no problem. Thank you for coming,
here.
guys.
It's great being here.
No problem.
I got to row across the lake and go and see him.
Oh, you're making us very jealous. We love canoeing. We love warm. It's not warm here in Toronto where I am.
I'm in Richmond Hill too, but I'm kidding.
Oh, are you? Okay.
Yeah. That was a summer shot.
Somebody named GBORG is there. I don't know. Sorry, I can't see your first name. Can you hear us? Oh,
yeah. I'm Sarah. Sorry, I didn't
Sarah.
change. Hi. I couldn't change it when it got set up. So I work for a small construction company, and we're just small staff and don't do too much on social media. We had a web designer who did our website when the company started just a few years ago. So it's really simple and it really needs an overhaul. So I'm in the middle of getting some information and working through that. And so we do a little bit on social media. People find us through word of mouth or on our local like Home Builders Association website or local lumber stores.
Okay.
And we seem to have a lot of business that is potentially coming in. So I don't think we need more business, so to speak, but I think we need a stronger presence in social media. And
Exactly.
I'll say it's my job, but it's very daunting sometimes of how to get started or how to make it easy. And sometimes learning the new platforms for me are really frustrating, where people who do it on a personal basis or even just know how like the business Facebook page works versus like the personal one could be easy. I don't know how it works, and it's really hard to find good resources to teach me and or just navigate it easily. So our website, I can put it on there. It's not extremely good, but it does the trick, I guess, for us. And we're going to be making some, I'll say updates and bigger changes moving forward. So that's why we were just curious about what we were going to talk about today.
Awesome. Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna. There was a lot of stuff there. So let me attack the website first, if you don't mind, Sarah. And then let me give you guys. So I'm going to show you how, and you and I can sit together again with Elise as well, or Nicole, and we're going to we can show you what are the key components, especially now that you're on redesigning your website. This will be helpful as well. Okay. So I'm just going to take about good 30 seconds, 40 seconds to show you some key components when you're looking at a website. Okay. So this is a company that came to us. Their actually name is Not Forgotten, so their logo had to be changed. So this is their current website. It's it's not, doesn't look old, compared to some other companies, but but there's a lot of text here, right? So you're not able to see what they're about, right? So looking at it right away, you probably think it's a senior's home or some kind of care home because you see that best home here, right? But you're not able to say, it's like I can't even see this text, so you got to kind of highlight it, right? But you're not, so let's just say I have 3 tabs now opened about best home hair from my mom. How do I know this person within 8 seconds, 10 seconds, I know that this person's going to answer that question? I don't know yet, right? So this is when we designed this one for them. Okay. And this is when we said, Not Forgotten's number one priority is health and safety of our clients and our caregivers. So, okay, especially with COVID time, I need one of the big questions on my mind, are my mom and dad safe? It's the person who's going to come and help my mom and dad. Are they going to have COVID protocols, right? So that's why we have this COVID protocols. When it pops up, they actually answers that question. Right away, they're able to, you should have, that's the same thing for you guys. When you're thinking about it, Sarah, on your website, what's your tagline? Right? Yeah. What is your value based on people, not on your experience, right? It's awesome that you have 40 years, 50 years of experience, but it doesn't tell that for the people who's coming online. I'm glad your experience might not answer my problem. So you still need to talk from a problem perspective, okay? I'm going to go through this really fast and I apologize for that. The second part important is that you need to talk about your benefits. What is your value benefits? At least 3-4 things that talk about your benefit. Then highlight your services in a pick 3 or 4 that big store services. Highlight it. Your family's our family, right? That's what they want people to know when they're thinking about it. I want somebody to treat my mom like their own mom, or my dad like their own dad, so that I know they're in good care, right? And then 3 steps. This is very important as well. 3 steps on how to engage with you guys, right? And then something, they can take away. Let's just say, what, I don't know if I still want to engage with them, but I want to be able to take actions on this website. What can they do to take actions? And this is what they can do. And this is also good for email marketing. Now you have something, their name and their email that you can send information on, and they can keep engaging with you. And then about how people's testimony was, what other people thought of them. Right? Why these websites help, guys, is because it's talking about them and not you. Right. And again, Sarah, if you want more advice, and if you even want some consulting time when you guys are, I know you already probably have a website designer already, but if you want some consulting time on how to say that story navigation, let us know. We'll love to help you guys as well with that as well.
Thank you.
one of the big things is that you need to look trustworthy. Like I always tell my clients that if you don't have a product that you believe in, I can't help you.
Yeah.
But once you believe in your product and you believe that, what you have is very valuable, then let's work together and let's shine online, right? Because I know a lot of businesses have such an awesome product, awesome services that many people will benefit, but people are not getting help because they're not shining online, right? So now back to the story on social media. So from a social media, yes, one of the things, especially from a construction worker, you can have lots of fun on social media with you guys, right? Because you probably have lots of cool projects that you can forecast, right?
Mhm.
Now, when you show those projects, show it to them, have that, they can be in that project as well. So for instance, let's just say you do, maybe this is not you guys, but I'm just going to use this as an example. Let's just say you do renovation to basements, right?
Mhm.
And I'm looking to renovate my basement. I see all these cool pictures that you guys put on social media. I go, hey, I would love to have that, right? Instead of talking about, hey, we have 5 years experience, we have 40 years of experience, talk to the value that they're looking for, right? Look how, hey, can you imagine your basement looking like this? Hey, can you imagine your washroom or your kitchen transformed, right? And then kind of showing them before and after. So you can have lots of fun with that, but make sure on social media the pictures are good value and then they're awesome. Nice meeting you, Chris. Have a great weekend. Okay, we'll hopefully talk with you later.
Thank you. I'll stay for a little while more and then go.
Okay.
Thanks.
No problem. So I don't know if that was helpful, Sarah, but definitely, you know what, I do remember, I think you and I emailed each other. I do kind of remember your website as well, because I am part of CCDF as well.
It was awesome website, wasn't it?
It was great. Anybody needs constructions, go to Sarah. Her team will help you guys out. There you go. Okay, so I'm going to go to Angela. Hey, Angela, nice seeing you again. I don't know if you could unmute yourself and kind of tell us what's happening with you. I know we only have about 12 minutes left, but I'll definitely come to you, Brian, next. Stick with us there. Angela, you want to share with us what your challenges, what you're looking for from a digital marketing, what's not working, and what you hope
We have
to.
a website, and I post blogs on the website, and I also have Instagram and Facebook,
Okay.
and I post at least 2-3 times a week. I don't say I post every single day,
Okay.
but I'm getting better at that.
Okay. Good. Good.
And so my problem is, though, because my niche is like a very specific, and not. People come to my website, but I don't get like any. It doesn't convert into clients.
Perfect. Okay. So that's a good problem. That's a good common questions that a lot of people have as well. It's a very excellent question, right? I have a nice website. People are coming, but nobody is taking actions, right? So think of it this way. You have a clothing store and you have a nice clothing store set up everywhere. People come into the store and then they leave. Right? That person's probably not interested, right? Or a person comes into your store and they're looking to talk to somebody. They're trying to understand a question about the clothing store, but there's no sales rep. How many of you would still stick around for another 10 minutes, half an hour, waiting for a sales agent to come to you if you have a question? You probably won't. You'll probably leave right away. You're like, okay, no, I got better things to do, right? To multiply that by 10 times on the website, nobody has accountability online. People will leave if you're not answering that question, right? So one of the things, like I was showing you earlier, Angela, is adding specific value. For instance, if you have a clothing store, you have an online store, something simple like, hey, you know what? The the next 5 trends that's coming up in the summer. Give us your email and name, and we'll give you a download PDF of the trends that are coming up in the next five outfits that nobody has right now, right? So for instance, I'll share with you here. I'll just share this again with you guys. So for instance, here, where did we go? Here. Not sure whether it is the right time. Download a free PDF outlines of 5 signs that will indicate when your loved one needs a caregiver. So I'm not sure. I think my mom and dad needs a caregiver, but I'm not sure. let me see what these guys are doing because they're experts in the industry. Right? Something like that gets people to engage. They might not be coming into your website and right away converting is because they don't have any way to interact with you. Right? So think of things where, you know what, hey, you know what, look at our videos that we just published about, our game. Hey, look at, did you know that, there are 3 things that you need to look at before you start about counseling? Let's just say you're doing a counseling business, right? So look, and I can't think of everything right away, but we can definitely sit together. We can talk about how to hook people in. Hooking means, you're not trapping people, but actually giving them a value. Right. One of the things that when you go on our website, it talks about what are the top, download this PDF for 5 or 10, I think it's 10 things, right, Nicole? 10 things that you should have when you have small businesses, how to get a website that's professional, and 10 things that you should consider when you're creating your website. Right. So now from a social media perspective, Angela, you're saying you're doing 3-4 times a week. That's awesome. Right? Now, if people are not liking it, then you know what, you need to be able to tag people. Right? Or maybe because maybe you are putting in good content on social media, but not a lot of people are seeing it. So think of tagging people. Let's just say, when I'm posting something up on social media, I tag Nicole, Anna, and Elise, so that within their circle, people can see as well. Right? Think of that as well, because you need people to look at it and like it. And then, even, to start off with, within your close circle of friends, right? Even if you have a team of people that work with you, or a staff member, get them to like it and share. It's amazing when you get your team that are already committed to share and like. That's where social media starts growing. And then, if I share something about your stuff, my friends and my family's like, oh, if Jen shared, it must be good. Let me see what this is about. Oh, then, you know what, let me like it because Jen liked it. It's a psychology thing. Okay. So people will do it, right?
How do you know which platforms is best for you? Actually, I also post on LinkedIn too. I didn't used to post much on LinkedIn because I didn't think it was the right platform, but I recently started to post on there as well.
Yeah, so it depends on your target audience, right? So if you look at your audience and say, hey, you know what, most of my audience are professionals and these are career-oriented people, I would go to LinkedIn. But it's very overwhelming if you're the only one who's doing it. If you're doing it all 3 platforms, it's like, you do all these things, but you're not mastering on one thing. So I would say, if you're the only person, choose one platform that most of your clients are there, and master it. Just put your effort and energy into it and let that grow. And once that starts growing, you can start opening up the other platforms, because people will start searching you, right? They'll go to your website and say, hey, you know what? Oh, you know what? They have Instagram. They have Facebook as well. Let me go and connect with them on that. Is that helpful?
Yes, thank you.
No problem. So I
wanted to say something about Instagram stories are really useful, I think, too, because they show up at the top so people don't have to scroll down forever. And then they can also have interactive things, like you can do a poll on your story, reactions, voting, and those really get people engaged, because say they react to your story, well, now you have something to start a conversation about, like, oh, they liked your story. Now you can ask them like what they liked and stuff and get to know them better.
Yeah, for sure. That's a great advice. Thanks, Elise.
Instagram stories, you said? Okay.
Yeah. Okay, Nicole, did you get a chance to look at Raymond's website?
Yeah, I just briefly looked at it.
Okay, do you have some comments maybe you can provide for him? And then maybe Raymond, we can also set up a call after as well, but maybe Nicole, if you can take a minute or so just to provide some feedback.
Yeah, for sure. I think the number one thing for your website is there's no call to action. So when I went on, I didn't really know what you'd want me to do on that website. Do you want me to like book a time slot, or like, I don't know, like, is it a family? Is it a club? Like, do I have a membership when I go to your lawn bowling? Like, I don't really know how your club like works. So I think if you make that more clear, and then you have a call to action, something that they can click and be like, email you or book a time, contact you, just so you can start to communicate with your clients, make them a client.
another thing that I noticed was that you have a lot of great content on your homepage, but because there's so many sections, you could do something called like anchors, if you've heard about that. It's sort of like a side menu where you can click and it quickly links you to a part on your homepage, so that say if they want to contact you, you can just click that and it'll scroll right there. So then they don't have to keep looking through the entire homepage. And also for your front image, like the home image, it's a really clear, like good quality photo, which is great. But like how Jen was saying, it would maybe be better if there was people playing, or it looked more like happy and exciting, so that people like feel really good about your lawn bowling club. And also because the image is so large, you have to scroll down before you see the actual balls for the game. So when you first click on it, I just see like the building and I can't see the balls yet. So maybe if it was a bit smaller, then I could see the whole image at once.
That's awesome. Thanks, Elise. That's great. Nicole, do you have anything else you want to add to that?
No, that was really good. Yeah.
That's good. So I don't know if that was helpful, Raymond. Definitely, I would say yeah, your website is created as almost like a one pager. I know there's a gallery and a map, but everything is one dump. It's almost like here's everything. You know what I mean? It's like, whoa, what is this about? Right? So we can definitely work with you, Raymond, if you need some help. We could definitely revamp the website a little bit and get more of a story navigating telling, instead of like Elise was saying, here's everything, you figure out what you want kind of thing, right? Instead of that, just draw them into a story as well. I do notice that you do have a Facebook social media there. We'll take a look at that. You do have a public one, Raymond. It looks like it's public. It says it's a public group. But I think maybe Anna, I'll send that link to you. Maybe you can do a quick audit for him, and then we can send that to him as well. I'll put it in the chat, Anna. So you have
We
that.
do have an Instagram page also.
You do? Okay. So it's not connected
But
on
it's
your
been-
Facebook right now.
No,
Yeah. So I
it
would
isn't.
connect that on there as well. So I hope that helped, Raymond. And again, let us know if anything else you guys need. We strive on seeing business owners grow, and our motive and our objective is to help you guys look professional and trustworthy online, where people want to give you guys business, right? So, or increase your membership, in any way possible. So I hope this was helpful for everybody. We will download this video and then we'll upload it onto our YouTube channels. If you guys can kindly take a look at it. I don't know how long we'll make it available, but at least subscribe and like the videos, and then you will see other videos coming through, just to make sure that you're staying connected with us. I don't know if Anna or Nicole, one of you guys, can you guys put our website and our social media links into the chat as well, so then people can grab it from the chat as well. Another quick thing is, guys, is this something, maybe if you guys can tell us, maybe you can unmute quickly and let me know, is this something that you would think that is very useful and people are, other business owners can also find this useful? Because this is just us making ourselves available, and we want to do this on a monthly basis. This is our second one. So every first Friday of the month, we're going to be doing. So the next one will be April 2nd, I think. I don't know if I got the date wrong, but I think April 2nd is the next one. Yes, April 2nd is the next one. And then, again, we were setting up this time simply just to help you guys and making sure that you guys have a professional online platform. So what do you guys think? Was this helpful? Was this good? Something that you think many
very
other
helpful.
people?
Thank you.
Good to hear that. Okay.
Yes, it was. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
At
guys.
least I have a direction.
Yeah.
And something to look forward to for change. Mhm.
Exactly.
Okay, thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you for everyone for coming today and taking the time and connecting with us. So I trust that it helped you. Have a blessed day, and we'll talk to you soon.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys. Bye. Sarah says she'll post 5 days. That's awesome. At least we got Sarah on board with that. That's great. Have a great day, Sarah. Okay, awesome. Let me stop recording.